Hey, what's up, fellas? Goy Mario here. I'm not even gonna waste your time on what happened last. Well, I gotta tell you what happened last night. Last episode, we left off where one of our close friends, I suppose to say, Pandora, died in the spa, and we only got a little bit of information on how to figure it out. But I have two people in the top of my mind who I think it is. So let's not waste any more time. Let's just get straight into it. We both really want to know who did it. So let's just get into it. All right. If you excuse me, I'm gonna be bad at voices because I did not rewatch that video, so forgive me. And I'm freezing cold. It's is it 3 o'clock? 2:15. Anyway, sorry. The doors open. The doors open to reveal our rendezvous point. The spacious dome-shaped room was topped with a glass ceiling, a third of the foundation revealing the sunset sky outside our confines. The walls themselves are barren and simple, a mate navy blue with the rim lights illuminating the room. Hanging on the wall across the way was a grim picture, frame representing Pandora. Her profile had been crudely stricken with a violent pink X. The picture frame was positioned so that it was looking almost hauntingly over a circular group of podiums. Sorry, by the way, if I was struggling with dialogue. My mic wasn't, I moved my mic in a way that it was kind of in my face. I just have to sit up straight. It was a bleak place. To think there was a dedicated location for whatever was about to occur. Just where were we? Did I get this guy voice again? This is actually question mark. Is this the same guy I'm thinking of? We'll see. Welcome one and all to the trial grounds. The stands before you will be the key locale for today's trials. Let's see some hustle, people. That's what we're imposing in the courtroom, echoing to the dome chamber. Each reverberation almost pushing us into place. We steadily settled in and stood in silence. At the stands, we were placed in a circular fashion. Our faces, our fears, and our emotions were exposed to one another. The atmosphere, thick with anxiety, was palpable and crushing. I could feel my heavy heart pounding in my head. My palms were sweaty, yet I could feel a dreadful, eerie chill go up my spine. I tried to be strong, but my knees were weak, my breath short. We were here because of one unmistakable fact. Someone killed her. Pandora Espere, the ultimate baker. A gentle and caring person who wanted nothing more than to share her good spirit and delectable treats with the world. She did not deserve that. Whoever killed her, I'm telling them right now, you're not getting no execution. As soon as I find you, it's just gonna be me and you in this room. Everyone else is leaving. It's just gonna be me and you. Someone here was responsible for her death. And the only thing that kept me standing firm was a drive to figure out who heartlessly ended her life. A light began to flicker weakly from the center of the circle stance. The flickering gained strength as the shape began to take form within the light. Something like the shape of a person began to appear. This is the main villain? I bench press this guy. How do I give this voice? Let me see his voice. And look at him. I don't know for you. We'll figure it out. Welcome one and all. Welcome to the courtroom. Who are you? What is that? Who am I? What is that? Bah, answers to those questions don't matter too much. Besides, I think you ought to have more pressing questions. There's something super bad has transpired. All you really need to know is that I'm your lovely judge for today's trial. Okay, maybe I'm not a real certified judge or whatever, but I will be the one passing judgment on what happens today. After each subsequent murders come. Judge, but not really a judge. It's too long and confusing to address me. So you may call me Zero. The hologram of a person named Zero presented itself, giving a face to the voice of our killing game announcer. Class trial, all rise. Okay, we're just into it. We did not get barely any information on Pandora's death. If you didn't see the last episode, there was very little information. We knew she died in the spa and we knew she died by strangling. That was all the information we had. And a piece of her note, the note that she had in her pocket, was in the water. Without further ado, I take you all know why you're here. One of you is a murderer. Jeez, you're all a quiet bunch, aren't you? You're here to suss out who done it. In other words, you're all on trial to figure out who the culprit of today's heinous crime is. Did you think you could just get away with murder and win the prize? Nah, it's not that simple. The rules are as follows. Discuss, discover, and determine who the culprit is among your group. A majority vote will seal the individual's fates, and we'll just see what happens from there, yeah? One of the few outcomes will occur. Term and vote incorrectly, and the entire class is executed with the culprit alone, able to walk free and win the ultimate prize. That's the ideal endgame for the culprit. Determine and vote correctly, and the culprit alone receive proper retribution and perish at the hands of your group decision. Whew, you might just live to see another day. Our victim today is Pandora Espere, the ultimate baker. A sweet young lady who could do nothing wrong. Or could she? Well, people can surprise you. So with that out of the way, get to talking. Who exactly are you? What? You're still asking that even though I introduced myself all nice? You should have bigger concerns than that. Talk about the murder. I can't believe who did it isn't your top priority right now. Well, let's talk about it. Huh. No one wants to talk. Need I remind you your lives are kind of on the line. If none of you start talking, you'll all default to lose the trial and you'll all be executed. You don't want that, do you? Executed? What does that mean? The dictionary definition of execute, to carry out a sentence of death. It's really quite simple. On one hand, it makes my job easier. I don't have to listen to all bad deductions. On the other hand, I'd be terribly bored if this game didn't go past the first chapter. Everyone, please, we need to discuss who could have possibly done the unthinkable. As trifling or even irrelevant as something may be, if you have any concerns about the case, speak now. Frick. It's scary. Sai, are you okay? Sai, please don't push yourself. Yes, thank you. If he wants us to talk, I'll talk. I'll talk about how scared I am. I just want to go home. I can't get used to anything around here. I don't know any of you people. And then someone gets killed? Sai, I understand it's difficult, but discussing our friend's death is necessary to ensure we don't find a similar fate ourselves. At the very least, we can try to remember our last moments with her. That Zero is right. We don't want to go down without a fight, right? Why don't we begin with Pandora's last known whereabouts? The silence in the room was oppressive. The trial to defend ourselves. Why did I need to defend myself? I know for a fact that I would never kill her. Regardless, no one knew where to start. Well then, I shall begin. Last I saw her, we were sharing a quiet breakfast. I can back that. The group was composed of Art, Echo, Missy, Pandora, and myself in the dining hall from about 7:40 to 10 a.m. Okay. 7:40 to 10 a.m. Art, Echo, Missy, Pandora, and Cyrus. So that puts our best friend, which I can't remember her name and I feel really bad. Sorry, okay, let's not get carried away. After that, we all kind of went our own way. I went around the mansion with Echo to talk to the others who weren't at breakfast. Who did we see again, Echo? I just recall people we visited at breakfast and let's see who we met with. It was Lyle. Okay, Lyle was the last person we met. So this one. There you go. Oh yeah. Those people were Sai, Kanan, Forte, and Lyle, and we asked them about their talents. That's right, but when we were touring the mansion, we met with those four and no one else. The only ones we didn't see after breakfast were Pandora and Ashley. I mean, we met with Pandora when we were talking to Kanan, but she didn't stick around long. She said she had somewhere to be and left to go who knows where. So, there's a period of time in which no one saw Pandora last. Is that correct? That window apparently being somewhere between 10 a.m. approximately to 4 p.m. Ashley seems like she's trying to figure it out. I don't think it's Ashley. I'm really leaning that it's Cyrus, because Cyrus said he was in the climbing center when the music was blaring. You could have ran in the spa, kill Pandora, and then run back to the climbing room to put the rope, because the only thing that could strangle her would be a rope. It was like, it wasn't hand marks on her neck, it was like a line, like someone strangled her from behind. Did anyone else provide their whereabouts in that approximate time frame? I was alone in the study for a good portion of the afternoon. I went to the theater at about 2:30 p.m. Oh, you must have left just before I went in. I went to the study at 3 p.m. I spent my time in my personal room. I wasn't in one place. I was investigating the mansion until 3, that is. I met up with Art for a little bit and eventually landed in the jazz club right before 4. Definitely not Lyle. I don't think Lyle would kill anyone. I was regaling myself with the amenities in the theater for much of the afternoon. My second guess is Forte, by the way. I was in my room too. After I had a meal with Art and Echo, I went back and didn't leave at all. I was in the atrium for a while. It's not a lot to go off of, if I'm being honest. It looks like no one has a particularly strong alibi except for Art and Echo who can vouch for each other until 3. Yeah, I was gonna say, we're the only ones who were seen with another person. Everyone else, Ashley, her personal room, Missy in freaking the study, Forte in the theater. Like, most people were alone. What does that mean? It means that since many of us were acting on our own for an extended period of time, our whereabouts could be heavily doubted. Anyone could have lied about their activity and instead set up some sort of trap to get rid of Pandora, because no one saw each other. So we're all suspicious? It's difficult to narrow down who's potentially suspicious on these claims alone. Let's calm down and think thoroughly. Why don't we move the topic to the forced motive question? The question along with the motivation music was provided to push someone to commit crime. We have to figure out what about the question would have caused such distress. The forced motive question? A small group of us talked about it briefly this morning over breakfast, but ultimately we couldn't figure out the purpose of the question. Why don't we discuss the purpose now that everyone is present? Okay. Should I save also, like, during the trial? I don't know if I should. I guess I should. The purpose of the forced motive question. The question was, are your talents a true representation of who you are? Who are you beyond your talents? What could it mean? I should pay attention to statements that might sound interesting. Oh, a question to provoke killing, it makes no sense. That's normal. How could such a simple question make us do something extreme as ending someone's life? Sounds normal. This morning we speculated that sharing the history behind our talents would only create a greater bond between us. That's true. I mean, do you want me to click this? Like, that's true. Greater bond? Echo, I believe you led our discussion this morning. You should be well versed in what everyone has to say and the conscience we came to. That's right. We all shared our thoughts and agreed. Nothing we said struck anyone as strange. The purpose of the forced motive question. The question was, okay, yeah, never mind. That was nothing. Greater bond. I may be inclined to agree with that conclusion. It only makes sense after all. But it's also possible that it's a tactic used to instill distrust and cause discord. Talk to me about that, Ashley. Why would you think that? What do you mean by distrust, Ash? Let's say someone didn't want to talk about their talent, despite the talent being something that's highly lauded. If someone wouldn't want to talk about such an unassuming topic, their resistance should be suspicious, right? But just because someone's talent is public knowledge, it doesn't necessarily mean the individual's life and practice behind it should be public as well. Ash, you kept your talent unknown to me for whatever reason. Are you saying you want me to believe you're suspicious? Of course not. How could you even say that? Did you ask someone about the forced motive question and not get an answer? No, I just didn't want to bother anyone with such a potentially loaded question. Is my talent a true representation of who I am? I never thought about my talent as a representation of me. It was simply a hobby that spiraled into something incredulous. Yeah, incredulous. I never would have thought racing would lead me to end up in such a strange mess. I don't believe this woman. Sorry to press you so hard, Ash. Art asked me if I knew anything about your talent, and I couldn't properly answer him. That said, I think this conversation eventually proved your point, that it could cause discord. There's contention, even between us. But I really like that we get to actually see Echo, because Echo's voice was something that I really struggled with, because I always had to picture his face on when he was talking. Like I always had to picture, so it's really nice to see him in the frame and then be able to try to do a better voice. I'm trying. That's alright. I'm sorry if keeping a secret hurt you, Echo. I didn't mean to tie you up in such complications. It's not so complicated. You're my friend. If anything hurts, it's the fact that I burden you with this topic. Echo's a good guy. Well, that's the purpose of the discussion, isn't it? To bring ideas and theories to light. And I don't suppose I just performed an example of the question causing such an altercation. Yeah, you did. Consent? Oh, so you consent. Oh, wasn't that something? Best friends reconciling their differences for the sake of proving a point. I suppose every discussion has to start somewhere. Okay, as you were. Alright. Thank you for that bookend, Zero. In that case, what if the question posed was meant to make us look at ultimate students' talents as an end justifies the means product? Mean justifies fries served with what? Art, shut the frick up. The end justifies the means, a saying in which a result is deemed so important that any method, morally good or bad, may be used to achieve it. In this case, I believe what Echo is saying is regardless how someone achieved such advanced talent or what the person is like behind it is meaningless in the grand scheme of having an ultimate title. After all, didn't we all sign up for the preservation project, knowing full well that we need to bear an ultimate title? An ultimate title, a precariously valuable title someone receives for super excelling in their field of expertise. But what does this possibly have to do with Pandora getting killed? There's no way anyone was jealous of her talent or something. Was there? Oh god, they're gonna shift the blame onto me, aren't they? Echo's talentless. We were all strangers before meeting in this scary place, anyway. I fully want to believe. I want to believe we all got along well with her. We all got along well with each other, in fact. Without the killing game pressure, I don't see how anyone could possibly harbor any ill will. Nah, someone has gotta hate her. What? What? I'm bored. You aren't talking about anything interesting, so I thought I'd throw you all a bone to get the ball rolling a little faster. Not one person is gonna be loved by everyone. It's just not possible. How could you say that? She did nothing but show kindness and more toward everyone. Pandora only ever wanted to share good food with good friends. Yes, she always worked tirelessly to bring us together with her delicacies. Blah. Oh, good show, everyone. You're all such great actors. I guess it's been fun watching, but this discussion really isn't going anywhere. I'll just put it into this now. In this case, this trial, it's all an elaborate ARG scheme. Lyle? It's all an act. The reason why there's so few clues is just a way to save resources. Imagine if the folks setting up the game had to use a bunch of fake blood to create the scene. Though, I suppose for the sake of entertainment, such systems exist to waste resources. Lyle, what are you talking about? Pandora isn't dead. She can't be. Nothing adds up. But I suppose you want me to keep playing. I'll say this. Let's think about who was on the scene first. If I recall correctly, it was Echo, wasn't it? Yeah, I saw Pandora's body first and I called for help, which made Cyrus and Kanan arrive shortly after. Okay, easy. The culprit is one of you three. Kanan, Cyrus, and me. We know it's not me. Kanan, do you have braces? Kanan, she's a bit suspicious, but I don't think she's a killer. I really was thinking it's Cyrus. He's getting on to me. What? On what grounds do you think you could speculate that? Pandora's supposed time of death was 4:05, right? I'll set the scene. We're just minding our business in the mansion, not knowing what's to come. Soon some nasty music starts playing. One of you three starts getting stressed out, so you strangle the first person you see. How else could we narrow down the culprits? It has to be someone who was near the scene after 4 p.m. and that person couldn't have gone far after escaping the crime scene. In my opinion, a motivation to kill Lestress from music is kind of shoddy writing, but at least there was an attempt. Lau keeps going on about the killing game being ARG, but her death seems so real. Wait, doesn't that mean everyone's alibis from earlier don't amount to anything? Bingo. I believe you all discussed your whereabouts up to approximately 3 p.m. latest, but no one said anything from then to 4 p.m. when the music started. The critical moment to consider is the time just before the murder occurred, obviously. If someone offed Pandora via acute strangulation and made their getaway, it's not likely the culprit would have gotten far from then. And when Echo supposedly discovered the body... So, with the window of action narrowed down to between 4 and 4:05, does anyone care to share their newly updated whereabouts? I really think it's Cyrus. Let's talk about it. Where were we in an approximate time around 4 p.m. leading up to the motivational music? If we follow through with last speculation, we might glean some information that will help us. Let's get to it. I'm saving again. And I went to the atrium, the music was blasting in there. Do I just question everyone? Did you run to the atrium when the music started playing? No, I was already around that area after hanging out with Lyle. Why would I go to a giant room that echoes to avoid that horrible music? Yes, there's no health bar. There's no, like, in Danganronpa, you ask the wrong things, you get, like, there's a health bar and you get stuff wrong. In this game, I think it's just infinite things, so I can just ask everyone everything. Missy joined me in the theater after the music. He's not, like, this is right. They're not lying. So you can vouch for each other, right? Yes, because Missy had an idea that required my assistance. I thought Forte and I could go backstage and control the sound system, but our attempts were futile. I was in my room, still hiding under the covers. I told you, I was in the foyer leading up to the music. It was noisy, sure, but nothing I couldn't deal with. I was in the jazz club. Told Echo as I was in one of the climbing. Wait, geez, I couldn't even ask that. Why did you leave the door open in the first place? I left it open just in case anyone else wanted to join me. That's it? Is that reasoning so unbelievable? I guess not. Why did Lyle's stuff go by so quick? That went by so quick. Wait a minute, Lyle. I know for a fact that the jazz club is soundproof. That's true. That's right. When I attempted to play the cello yesterday, you and Cyrus were just outside the jazz club in the hallway. Neither of you seemed to have any reaction when we came out shortly after. That means it's possible that Lyle exempt from hearing the motivational music. Does it? I suppose you're onto something. I admit, I don't even know what the motivational music sounds like, but... Confluence. But nothing. That's an awfully precarious situation you put yourself in, Lyle. Sure, it's odd, but what's stranger still is how did Lyle know about the motivational music if he never heard it? True, no one mentioned it. No one said anything about their music being blaring. The kiosk. Remember, they translate sound to text, but this time I saw only a message. It said something like, preserving the atmosphere of the room. 0. What's up? You are the judge of this trial, but you're also the announcement operator outside these walls. I assume you can assist us with something clerical like this? Can you tell us what the kiosk message said in Pacific? Your current room is a special room that blocks all outside sound to preserve the atmosphere of the room. Please enjoy to your heart's content. I didn't write that, by the way. So you're saying we could have avoided the noise entirely? Isn't that too convenient? Wait a minute. In that case, what if Lyle is the one who killed Pandora? What? Didn't I just say that it was the music that would have provoked someone to kill her? I was in the jazz club. I didn't even hear the music. Therefore, I wouldn't have felt the motivation to move. No, you could have killed her in the jazz club and moved her body to the spa lounge. That would explain the lack of clues in the spa lounge. This is troublesome. Did any of us investigate the jazz club afterwards? No. I was so shocked from seeing the body that I didn't even think about looking elsewhere. I think we all were just as astonished as soon as we heard the body discovery chime. So perhaps Lyle concentrated on the fact that and did kill her in the jazz club. He doesn't have an alibi for a large portion of the afternoon anyway. Saying something like scouring the mansion for clues, he could have spent the whole day unsupervised plotting the terrible thing that ended Pandora's life. Hey, haven't you heard the phrase extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence? Well, that's not out of the question. After all, the ultimate puzzle master could have set up something elaborate, so elaborate that the answer to this murder puzzle goes right over our head. It can't be possible. I was in the climbing sensor, which is between the spa lounge and jazz club, and the door was open, so you would have seen that. If Lyle committed the crime in the jazz lounge, I would have been plainly witness to the change of scene. You very well could have constructed the alibi to assist Lyle in his dark activity. Let's not. Okay, Forte. Now this is what I'm saying. Now you're really suspicious because that's why you're my second guess. It's because I would think the opera singer hearing bad music would make him go insane first because he knows good music better than anybody. It's weird that you're pushing that so hard. Now, why on earth would I lie about such a thing? Settle down. Yelling at each other with hypotheticals isn't getting us anywhere. Especially the hypothetical, Forte, that there's two murderers. Let's just keep it to one. Agreed. If it will quell Sai and Forte's worries, let's tackle their initial theory and go from there. Sai and Forte are wrapped up in the possibility of Lyle killing Pandora. No. It's just not. Is it worth discussing? I'm just gonna be honest. No, I don't like Lyle. Lyle would have no reason to go into the What reason would he have to kill her in the jazz club, drag her body to the spa lounge, and then set her up like she was strangled? That doesn't make sense. So no. Sai, Forte, please calm down. There's no way Lyle could have killed her and then moved the body. What? It's because someone would have seen him do that. And that's true. I ran up the stairs as well, and I saw a shadowy figure go by. Unless freaking Lyle decided to go Incredible Hulk, throw her over his shoulder, slam her into the spa lounge, and run all the way back to the jazz club before anyone even realized he was there. That's just not possible. Yes, I would have seen Lyle move the body if that were the case. And Cyrus, I don't think he's lying about having a door open. But remember, I left the climbing doors open. The climbing center is located between the spa lounge and jazz club. Yeah, he has no reason to do that. By the recorded time of killing, the music would have been playing, and by then I was no longer climbing. Now that did distracting me. Alright, perhaps I'll accept your admission as truth. Seeing as the possibility of Lyle moving the body is unfounded, where do we stand now? Oh my stars, you are all so bad at this. What? I'll tell you all for certain that nothing happened in the jazz club. Oh wow, he just drops clues like that? Dang. Uh-huh. And I'm telling you this because you're all just awful at this whole trial thing. Huh. Jeez, I guess this is what happens when there's no ultimate detective around, huh? And your ultimate photographer's so quiet, she's all but dropped dead at this point. If she dropped dead, you'd have to go through another trial. And I don't think I have the patience to watch you run in circles at this rate. Ignore him. Alright, since this is clearly going nowhere, allow me to throw you a bone. There's something strange about that note in the spa pool, don't you think? No one mentioned that. Yeah, I said that at the beginning. No one brought up that there's just the note that's like the Pandora had. Lyle very conveniently managed to redirect the conversation from the piece of evidence on scene. I'll let you all think for yourselves. The note. The note must have something to do with Pandora's murder. But what? I'm certain Art and Lyle know something about it since Lyle brought it up with us. But hello? Look at this guy. What's with all the dead air? Don't want to talk anymore? You don't want everyone to die without giving the trial your best shot, do ya? Like, are any of you even trying to save yourselves? Maybe I should stop giving you these opportunities. Focus, Echo, focus. You need to lead this conversation. Carry this. The courtroom fell silent. It seems we all neglected the gravity of the situation, or rather we were avoiding it. It's just, nothing felt real. Pandora's death, her body hardly showed any signs of injury. It was like she was asleep. It's as if we all wanted to forget the reality of the topic at hand, which was that someone had killed our friend. We kept dodging and darting around the main issue. Yes, as painful as it is, we must discuss the murder. It may seem hopeless at the moment, since we don't have much information to work with, but clues will reveal themselves as we bring about certain topics to light. So don't hold your tongue. We must do this to save ourselves. Okay, yeah, I got you, Missy. I got you. Then I'll start with her cause of death. From there, it'll probably be easier to reason out potential culprits. According to the Monokuma file, it was strangulation. That's why I was really saying it had to be Cyrus, but why would Cyrus, if Cyrus was the murderer, there's no way he would vouch for someone else. If you're a murderer, you're not going to say, that guy didn't murder. You want to put it on someone so you get away. I don't think it's Cyrus anymore. Unless he's playing 8D chess. Can we identify what she was strangled with? We have to touch upon the possibilities. It may be difficult to think about, but no one said such a fight would be easy. Yeah. Again, I really think it was the, it had to be a rope. It was not, hands would have left marks. Just what was Pandora strangled with? Is there something we're missing? I was thinking it might have been rope. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. It had to be rope. Rope seems like a common enough tool in things like this. Yeah, but Cyrus said he didn't see anyone near the climbing center. I don't recall seeing any rope left in the spa lounge. The culprit could have retrieved it far in advance and disposed of it after the fact, though. That means that a culprit would be planning a murder before the music even came on, because the music was only 5 minutes. I guess, but why not just dispose of the suspicious note as well? It was left in such a conspicuous place. Isn't that strange? Oh, Well, as long as we're able to eliminate options, it'll get us a little closer to the truth, right? I still think it was with a rope, but I guess not. I mean, because if someone choked out with, usually by someone, there's a little murder trivia for you. If someone choked out with someone by bare hand strangling, there's typically, you can tell that it's hand marks. Or like, even if not hand marks, you can tell indents on certain parts of their throats because they got strangled. You have to squeeze pretty hard for that to happen. Her strangulation line was a literal straight line across her neck, so it had to be a rope. If someone had just some Mr. Stretch came and wrapped around her neck. So we're trying to think but perhaps the culprit used her own hands. It can't be using her own hands. I can't bear the thought of someone using their bare hands to do this. It's too cruel. Wait, Missy, if you think about it though, if someone was grasping so tight, don't you think there'd be fingernail marks dug into the skin? That, and it'd be like a little bit of red marks there of like fingers. I yield that you could be right. There weren't any signs of such brutality. I wouldn't easily forget something as violent as nails being dug into the skin. If that helps clarify the possibility, I suppose I'm relieved to hear that. Small victories, am I right? This is what they're struggling with. I guess go through this every time. Yeah. But isn't there our thoughts that eliminate things that would be likely? We also have to think about what was used in Spa Lounge. Oh, I got it. When the Spa Lounge could be used? A towel. It was in the Spa Lounge, so someone could easily grab the towel off the shelf, came behind her, and just like go wrap it around her neck. Consider the following. The Climb Center and Jazz Club are occupied by one person each. Neither of the occupants saw anyone else during their stay. When the killing occurred after the 4 p.m. music, it is likely the culprit could have only used whatever was available on location. What if anything could be used? Think. What is the murder weapon? Oh yeah. It's the only thing. Silly. Could it be? Echo, are you onto something? I think so. You brought up a good line of thought that made me rethink the scenario. I recall seeing something that might answer our questions. Let's go. Consent. Cyrus gave me consent. I believe the culprit may have used a towel to strangle her. It's an unassuming object, isn't it? Of course, there are going to be towels in the spa lounge. So the corporate took advantage of the location and utilized the tools available. The tool being the very towel she was resting her head on. And they must have strangled her by wrapping the towel around her neck and pulling until she stopped struggling. And breathing altogether. It would explain the lack of fingernails dug in as well as explain why I didn't see anyone near the climbing center in the event rope was used. Sorry. It might just be conjecture, but it's the best thing we have so far. But there's something bothering me, if I may. What I don't get is, why was Pandora seemingly so relaxed in the spa? She was reclined. There weren't any signs of struggle in the whole room. That was the thing with me as well. Like, I was like, why is Pandora laying down with the music? There must have been the obnoxious music playing in the spa too, so I doubt she would have stayed. That's strange indeed. I certainly couldn't cost her in the climbing grips once it started. That music was so annoying. I didn't know it was playing until I was outside. More importantly, Echo, did you bonk your head or something? The spa lounge is soundproof. Huh? Well, I guess that makes sense. I threw the door open upon entering. Hang on, what? This lounge is soundproof? Whoops, was that not common knowledge? Hold it, explain yourself. Does that have relevance to the trial? Even I didn't freaking know the spa lounge is soundproof. The spa lounge is soundproof. And the motivational music was playing throughout the rest of the mansion. Whoever was in the spa lounge with Pandora must have not been aware of the music. So that means that someone straight up just killed her. They didn't even know music was going on. They just like, you know what, freaking, I can't take this anymore. Zero. I noticed in your kiosk message, you didn't specify which room was soundproof. It simply said your current room is a special room. Is that correct? I said I didn't write that. But, yes, I guess I did say that. I guess I did say that, didn't I? Ah, fine. Yes. All second floor rooms are soundproof. Happy? All second floor rooms? In that case, wouldn't Pandora have been completely relaxed and unaware of the motivational music when it started at 4 p.m.? Wait, that's right. Well, not the atrium, but it's more of a giant hall than a room. No closed doors or anything, you know? I wasn't aware. Left the climbing center. Oh, wow, yeah. Left the climbing center's doors open during my stay. So you kept on hearing the music and it was blaring because you had the door open. If you had your door closed, you wouldn't even know. So it's not just a jazz club. We probably assumed the jazz club alone was soundproof because people perform in there. Now it has been revealed that Pandora was willingly in the spa lounge, relaxed and completely unaware of the music, presumably, far before it started playing in the rest. My God, what am I doing? Unaware of the music, presumably far before it started playing in the first place. And even when it did begin, she would have been undisturbed by it due to the soundproof quality of the spa lounge. Just a minute. That means the motivational music had nothing to do with provoking someone to kill her? What? Echo, you have an idea of what provoked the person, don't you? You've had this look on your face since this afternoon. It's the notes, isn't it? You've seen it before. In fact, you saw it before I brought it up with you in art. Finally, talking about the notes. Yes, I've seen it before. Pandora herself showed it to me last night. Pandora? But how did she see it? Lyle said it was the announcement special gift from this morning. I lied about that. There was no special gift. If someone did show up, I was just going to call them a chump, personally. I'm actually also perplexed as to where that came from. Although, maybe I shouldn't complain. The note has made things very interesting. Are you the mastermind, really? If you don't even know who wrote a note in your own game? That's why he's not here only hologram, because we jump him if he was here in person. What is this note you're all talking about? Remember that scrap of paper we saw in the spa pool? Yes, it was soaked beyond legibility. That's the note we're talking about. Namely, a note to be kept in secrecy. Yeah. I remember it said, if you recognize one of the symbols depicted, then you have finally found me and are safe. Please do not speak of this note's existence. Trust no one but yourself. It had two emblems on it, as no references. And yeah, two emblems on it as no references. And I saw one of the emblems on that shred of wet paper in the spa pool. Pandora was in possession of such a dangerous, suspicious thing. The culprit must have saw that she had the note on hand and threw it in the pool to soak and destroy it. They're probably afraid of the ramifications of protecting the recipients and what effect it could have been on the rest of us in the killing game. They probably thought that whoever is in possession of the note must be linked to the game itself. Then wouldn't be the culprits. Oh my god, then wouldn't the culprit be one of the few who knew of the note's existence? That's right. She reacted when Zero first mentioned it. The people that knew of the note's existence, me, Art, Lyle, and finally, Sai. Sai had it. She went into the kitchen and she dropped it off in the pantry, and Lyle went behind her because he was watching her, and he grabbed it after she left it. Said, but Sai, it could be Sai. Yeah, Sai. You reacted when Zero mentioned the note earlier. Have you seen the note before? I have never seen it. I see. Lyle, call her out. Lyle. Okay, Lyle just he likes the mystery. But how could that be? Lyle said he saw Sai go into the pantry, and after she left, he saw the note. Before this trial, the only ones who could have seen it were Sai, Lyle, Echo, and me, right? If the Atrium's special gift was a lie, then what's with the secret note being in the pantry earlier this afternoon? I imagine Pandora herself must have left it in there, seeing as she was utilizing the ingredients from the pantry to make breakfast this morning. She just left it there? And why is there a similar note in the spa's pool? She couldn't have left it out of her possession if it's supposedly a note to be kept in secrecy. Wait a minute. Then there are two notes? But we still don't know where those notes came from in the first place. Interesting. Screaming? None of these random details are making any sense. I'm also having a hard time sorting out relevant information. Let's break it down. Let me try to think if I can figure this out. Lyle thought Sai was being suspicious, so he followed her into the pantry and grabbed a note. But that note might have been left from Pandora since she was the one person who was going to be in the pantry a lot. But yeah, it wouldn't make sense for her to leave something like that. I don't get the matchup either. Indeed, it's becoming difficult to define what is truth, what happened, when, and why things are as they are now. Can't we all try to lay down a timeline of events? Yeah, let's do that. That could clear our heads and straighten things out, if anything. A timeline of events. Yes, I think that could help. I noticed a handful of discrepancies that could use cleaning up. Perhaps I ought to take the events back to last night when Pandora showed me the secret note. The note seems to be the biggest complication. Pandora pulled me aside to the secret note at... Oh, frick. We ate breakfast at 9, so was it at 10? Yeah, because we ate breakfast at 9. That's it. Yes, it was 10 p.m. Remember, the light started to dim during our conversation, indicating the start of nighttime. I forgot about that, but yeah. The following morning, which was earlier today, we could assume Pandora must have been up earlier than everyone else and began preparing breakfast for us. A small group of us had breakfast to converse about the force motive question, which rang in at 9. That's right. The force motive question announcement rang in at 9 a.m. We briefly touched on the topic, but ultimately didn't feel any motivation to conduct any sort of killing likely to the charge-in of the announcer. Afterwards, I had planned to go back to my room, but Art stopped me and we went around asking the other students about the question. We were occupied asking around until... We weren't asking around until 4, because 4 is when the body was found. Was it 12? This is in line what I remember. Okay, 3. My bad, my fault. Yes, that's it. I was thinking 3, but I was like, it could be 12. But no, we started at 10, so yeah, we're looking around for a bit. Just before 3, Art and I ran to Lyle as he was going to his room. We talked to him a little bit about the question, but he had little to say about the matter. During our conversation, he brought to our attention the secret note, the same secret note Pandora had the night before. Lyle claimed that someone had left the note in the pantry. That's right. And the person who was last in the pantry for him was Sai. That's it. Lyle claims he saw Sai scurry from the second floor atrium to the pantry and back out again. After Lyle showed us the disarmed door and the secret note, Art and Lyle went off on their own, and I went to the study at 3 p.m. While I was in the study, another announcement rang in and started playing some sort of jarring motivational music that once again attempted to start the killing. Motivation music began at 4. I recall the announcer saying the time. I ran out of study in a panic, trying to find any other students. From the atrium, I saw a shadowy figure at the top of the stairs. I followed them, but lost track of them, which instead led me to discover Pandora's body. I almost got that flawlessly. Only one. Oh, let's go. That was pretty cool. That was really cool. I like that. I love that. If only I was able to keep up with the shadowy figure, perhaps this trial would have been over sooner. But it's strange. I couldn't seem to add anything up despite how much we knew. Or rather, perhaps there was some other unforeseen force factor and that contributed to Pandora getting killed? There had to be something missing. I felt an uneasy anticipation tugging at me. Something willing me to continue the pursuit of whatever force caused this mess. I had to try. Uncovering the truth was more difficult than I thought, but Pandora would tell me to not give up. I had to try to narrow down where the strange factor's weak point was. I thought about the scenario from the starting point of when the note was revealed, since it was a topic of contention. Perhaps I ought to think backwards from Pandora's death to see if there are any holes. Pandora was in the spa lounge. They're true. This is cool. Yes, there weren't any signs of her body being moved. This looks sick. Where she was killed was Pandora's speculated state. She was relaxed. She didn't even know, really. We were able to assume she was like spa lounge because the lounge is soundproof. We learned that the spa lounge has soundproof qualities. If Pandora was in there with the door closed, she would likely not have been disturbed. Wait a minute. When I first entered the spa lounge, I was initially under the impression that there was more motivational music playing within. Little did I know it was only playing because I had thrown the door open, ruining the soundproof quality of the room. However, someone noted that they were unaware of the music until they moved from one area to the next. The fact is, the climbing center and jazz club were already occupied, and neither Cyrus nor Lyle claimed they were with company. This person could have left the only remaining room that shared the soundproof quality of the other two. Why was Pandora seemingly so relaxed in the spa? She was reclined, and there weren't any signs of struggle in the whole room. There must have been obnoxious music playing in the spa too, so I doubt she would have stayed. That's strange indeed. I certainly couldn't concentrate on the climbing groups once it started. That music was so annoying. I didn't know it was playing till I was outside. More importantly, did you bonk your head or something? The spa lounge is soundproof. There it is. It's art, isn't it? I mean, not art. It's yeah, it's art. Making a remark of the change between locations, the culprit could have only been in the spa lounge before the motivational music. By that logic, the culprit must have shared a room with the victim. Oh, frick! No way! No! Art? I didn't even catch that. Art, but like I just went once to replay it. I was like, holy frick! Art was the one that it caught when he went to 2 different rooms. Oh, frick! Everyone, I think I have the full picture. What was with you? You were totally spaced out for a second. Be quiet, you. Oh, yes, ma'am. Echo, was there something we were missing? Yeah, I think something might have slipped right under us. We've been looking at this under the guise that the motivational music had everything to do with the murder. However, there's a discrepancy in that thinking. Pandora was never exposed to it, yet she wound up the victim to the effects of it. As we discussed and discovered, all second floor rooms are soundproof from outside noise when the doors closed. Case in point, Cyrus leaving the climbing center doors open and Lyle undisturbed in the jazz club. But then I noticed someone said something strange. They mentioned they weren't aware of the music either. That is until they exited a presumably soundproof room. Neither Cyrus nor Lyle ever encountered anyone during their stay. So by process of elimination, the only room this person could have exited would be the spa lounge. I don't know if anyone else picked up on it, but I think I know who the culprit is. Not Art! Dude, I actually like doing Art's voice too. Oh, you sycophant! How dare you! Everyone, I need you to step out. Zero, close your eyes. Me and Art finna have a little time together. That sounds a bit wild, but you know what I mean. Oh my god. I cannot believe that he would have killed. That's the only. And hold on, we might be on. I mean, I'm yapping. He might have not, even though I'm not even sure he did. Art, did you kill Pandora? Art? Whoa, hang on. They can't be. Please yield. Echo, this thought of yours, it's awfully bold for you to point the finger at someone so conclusively. Well, it's only a shred of an idea, but it's the only piece that fits. If we put the timelines together, being from when Art and I separated at 3 p.m., it's not unreasonable to assume that this crime was conducted during a smaller window after Art and Lyle separated and before the motivational music. It's been stated several times that Lyle— Whoa, the frick? What? You're just going to listen to that tiny, impossible statement. Art, say something. Don't let them tell you what's what. It's nonsense. What? In fact, he was with me in the jazz club till 4 p.m. Yeah, isn't that right? Lyle, you must know that we're beyond the veil of smoke and mirrors at this point. What are you implying? It's far too late for you to defend him. If you two were together, it would have been mentioned ages ago. That shadow I saw at the top of the stairs. It must have been Art, fleeing the spa lounge toward the atrium. He must have not known there was stretching music playing outside the spa. Otherwise, he wouldn't have let it slip that he noticed a shift in music when leaving the spa after the fact. Lyle, please think about the events in your head. As much as I hate to admit it, there's only one answer I could think of. Even though this is all just speculative, I want nothing more than to not believe it. This is the only ammunition we have. Art, are your friends, aren't we? Please, if we're wrong, just tell us we're wrong. If this is all untrue, we can put this debacle behind us. Echo, do you remember what I told you when you asked me about the force motive question? Yeah. I recall you said you like playing golf, but you haven't expanded your interest outside golfing. Yeah. It's because they would never let me. It's a terrible existence, being the ultimate golfer for them. All day I stayed around the sun, listening to jerks pitch false interests and crummy business ideas to each other. I'm not playing golf. I'm just there to look good while the suits are off playing corporate deception and back scratching. They made me hate golf. To that motive question, it made me think about what I was doing. I wasn't having fun anymore, you know? Even though I'm great at it, I'm the ultimate golfer. Even if that's the case, I didn't feel like me anymore. It's weird. I've had more fun here hanging out with everyone, not indulging my talent, even though it's the thing that landed me here in the first place. I kept thinking about that. I kept thinking about the FMQ, about how I hate this part of me that blessed me with an opportunity to hang out with all you fun people. Before I knew it, I went into the spa lounge for some peace and quiet. I thought no one was in there, but Pandora was there, quiet as a mouse. I didn't even notice her until I sat right next to her. She was so nice. Why did you kill her, Art? Oh, it hurts. Good afternoon, Art. Care to join me? Sure thing. Are you alright? I didn't scare you, did I? No, I just didn't notice you when I came in. You know how his head is somewhere else and all. I see. Art, may I ask you something? What's up? I believe I heard about you influencing a merger between yours and Lyle's school. Am I correct? Yeah, that was a while ago. Such an amazing accomplishment. I could only wish to achieve something half as grand as that. It's nothing. I hardly remember it. If you insist, it's nothing to sneeze at either. I'm sure the students of both schools have benefited greatly from the feat. Yeah, probably. But, I wouldn't know. I only went to school for a year before I was pulled out to focus on golfing. I have a private tutor to cover the difference. Oh, it's quite a generous offer. I hope you can use your talents and position to help more people. I don't know if it's that big a deal. I have faith in you, Art. In fact, I believe all of us have the ability to induce beneficial changes like that, if we're given the opportunity. ultimate students. We have the power of passion and influence in our hands, just like them. I hope we can all use it for the good of the future. I know we will. Yes, at last I finally found them. What was she talking about? Or just them, I guess, us. As she was just speaking about us, I guess. I didn't know what to say. Power of passion, influencing change, isn't as rosy as she chalks it up to be. The other thing that my talent ever got me was trapped. I used to golf all the time with my grandfather before he passed away. After that, I was taken in by some company who would take care of me. 3 square meals and a comfortable place to live. I always played perfect games, perfect but boring. Day in and day out, it was the same thing. I thought I was there to show my skill, but every game was just an outside business conference. Eventually, I honed my skills enough to hit a hole-in-one no matter what. I played short games no one would ever care to watch. But I ace it and they love it. I whiff it and they eat it up. At that point, they didn't care what I did. Is my talent for the good of the future? What about my future? I didn't want to stay with that group for the rest of my life. I thought escape to the preservation project would finally free me from that imprisonment. Everything's all messed up. When Pandora closed her eyes, I felt a burning. She said she found them. Who was she talking about? It was obvious, right? I didn't know what to say. I just took the note she had and threw it in the pool. I wanted to go away. Then, everything happened in slow motion. It's like my body had moved on its own. My head was ringing, my hands narrowed onto the towel on her shoulders, and everything was red. It was like there was a fire in my head. When I heard her gasp, my arms were tense, and eventually, I'm sorry. Come on, man. Sorry, Lyle, apologize to me. Don't look at him. Look at me. You killed her over the fact that you never had control of your own life. I ought to punch a hole through your chest, Art. I can't freaking believe you. God dang it. Sorry, Lyle. I was just trying to have fun with you earlier. Huh? Freak? My good-for-nothing talent made me despise golf. I've never had fun with this since people discovered they could use me for their business deals. Running around with you, figuring out a big puzzle, was the most genuine fun I've had in a while. Thanks, Lyle. What the? No way. No way. This isn't real. You're just part of the fake game, right? You didn't kill anyone. You're an actor. Tell me you're an actor and that whole story was fake. Art, tell me this isn't real. It was miserable. Like all of us, Lyle was struggling to come to terms with the fact that Art, of all people, Lyle, is this the truth? I have a shred of evidence to go with a confession. I don't know if I can point out a culprit based on such little proof. Missy, you want to keep discussing even after his piteous confession? I'm able to have my doubts, am I not? I can't accept it, and I'm sure the rest of you are also having trouble just the same. Doubting is the only thing keeping me from fully realizing the weight of a lofty, impossible to swallow truth. If I can doubt, I can still cling to the possibility of Art's not committing such a horrible crime. Missy, you're deluding yourself with a false hope, just like the unfortunately misguided Lyle. Such thinking is unsustainable. There's no need for doubt. Canon, I have definitive proof. I freaking look. This is why. Oh my god, this is the Danganronpa classic of someone having definitive proof of something happening, and they're like, by the way, guys, I think it'd be a good time to mention this now it's all over. Because you were just quiet the whole time. You said like 3 words the entire trial. Talk to us, bro. Talk to us. Proof? You took a picture of him sitting in the atrium after the murder? Kanan. It was small, but it was unmistakable. Art was... Dawson fell. Art was seated at the base of the atrium centerpiece globe with his head in his hands. The photo looked to be shot from the second floor entryway. That means the shadowy figure I saw was... That was me, following Art as he fled from the spa lounge. Huh? I was in the foyer, remember? So when I saw Art emerge from the spa lounge, I went to tail him, following him as far as the entrance to the atrium. Then I heard you shout for help, and I did an about face. Little did I know, I would stumble upon the very thing he was running from. Pfft, what the heck is this? Kanan sure is a weird photographer. So, does that settle your doubts, Missy? But why? Why wait to reveal such dangling evidence? Seriously, why? You think I want his blood on my hands? If I presented his photograph, we know the culprit for sure thanks to me. What kind of logic is that? Our lives are on the line, Kanan. We would have died if we got it wrong. And you're too afraid to mention the fact of a murderer because you were afraid of doing justice? What kind of moral ground is that? What morality is that? Oh, I'm too afraid of hurting someone, so I'm not going to give definitive evidence that could save all of our lives. And so I should smack the black off your hair. Anyway, because I'm always unlucky enough to be in the wrong place at the right time. I don't want to bear that weight on my conscience. Oh, shut the frick up. I know it's selfish, but take it or leave it. Get the frick out of here. No, calm down. I love the characters in this game. I do want to say, I love the characters in this game. They're really awesome. Everyone's really well designed. That's just like that just pisses me off. Anyway, then I suppose it's settled. If we can agree this is unquestionably the truth, there's no room for doubt. It seems like you've all come to a consensus. In that case, it's voting time. This is the final phase of the class trial. Vote for who you think is the culprit. After all that jabbering, you better have a solid answer. Don't let any of that sentimental doubt or faith or whatever keeps you from saving yourselves. It's voting time. Oh, I was gonna say, like, why? I guess just showing the cool thing there. Oh, frick. Wow. Are you serious? Guilty. That was really cool, though. That was really awesome. Oh, wow. You're animated. And we have a winner. The culprit responsible for the murder of Pandora Esprit is none other than the ultimate golfer, Arturo Campopiano. Oof. It took long enough. Let's try to do better next time, all right? But for now, it's time for the grand finale. You've reached your exciting destination at the end of your first class trial. The destination being punishment time. Punishment time? Well, yeah, eye for an eye, right? He was caught. Too bad. Recap Rule 5. To expedite the process toward the ultimate prize, one must kill a fellow student without getting caught. Oh, but what happens when they do get caught? Recap trial rules. Determine and vote correctly, and the culprit alone will receive proper retribution and perish at the hands of your group decision. It's bizarre. If it weren't for Echo's conveniently Pacific memory and Kanan's terrible luck pulling her to witness him, Art might have gotten away. Do you have anything to say for yourself, Arturo Campapiano? This is what the Preservation Project wanted, isn't it? To kill and live on, to prove your strength above other ultimates. What? You think you're gonna live on? Whoops. You clearly don't have the emotional constitution to carry the people's future. What? No. You let your fears and anxieties eat at you until you broke. Stop. Why? I'm shocked Pandora didn't live. Please. She lost to you. A weak, vulnerable, pathetic. I couldn't bear to hear it anymore. That's... Oh, God, my screen. Enough. Oh, guys, that's Lyle, probably. You know Lyle doesn't play about his mans. A silvery voice rose from somewhere in the room. That voice, it was... Oh, That was unexpected. An announcer. The voice that welcomed us to this place was here? Zero. Stop this at once. Oh, you. I believe I got rid of you, but you still came back? So weird. See what I did there? Eve? Eve. These students revealed the culprit. Is that not sufficiently entertaining enough for you? Yeah, they sure did do their thing, but jeez, did it take a while. Alright, fine. His face was just so rich with despair. I couldn't help it. It was fun for you too, right? Stop this. Fine. I'll get on with it. Goodbye, Arturo Campiapiano, the ultimate golfer. Your execution awaits. And so it goes. Zeo's hologram warped out and a huge rumbling sound tore through the room. Something was coming. The courtroom floor rumbled beneath us. One of the trial's ground walls slid open, revealing a dark pit beyond the walls. From within, a golf cart came shrieking out, drifting and circling our stance to stop squarely behind Art's. Mechanized arms swept Art off his feet, pulling him to the cart that had hardly stopped for a second before peeling into the darkness that it came from. Art became sequestered from us. All we could do was watch in horror as his fate was projected on a screen in the middle of the trial grounds. Art was tossed unceremoniously into what appeared to be a sun bunker in the middle of a giant miniature golf course. In a daze, he rose, coughing up sand and meeting the gaze of a quiche bear statue holding a raised driver. The bear twitched, its metal body groaned warily as the arm shook to life. A swing tunneled through the air, our gasp. Oh, frick. Dang. Just bashed his head in or decapitated him, essentially? God dang. Phew, that was worth the wait, I think. And it's funny. He hated golf, but little did he know all those business deals he sat in on. Those deals are the ones that brought in funding for the preservation project, the very thing he wanted to escape to. He thought he could fly away, but it turns out his influence was unescapable. Life sure is cruel, isn't it? It was horrifying. A disgusting display mocking Art's ultimate title in his life. He hated his talent, and in his last moments it was all he saw. We all stood completely and utterly shocked. No one said a word. No one moved a muscle. An unmistakable sinking feeling froze us over. Despair. In return for entertaining me, how about I answer one question that's been drilling into your minds? Where are we? This isn't the preservation project at all, is it? Oh, I said one question only. Our beloved courtroom resides in the Monokuma superstructure. Remember those earthquakes? Those aren't going to bother us thanks to the civil engineering. The wonders of modern technology never cease, huh? So cool. I hope that satisfied your curiosity. It most certainly did not, you cat. Zero. The silvery voice spoke once more. You are a reaper of despair. Whatever you do ends in futility and provides no benefit to anyone. No benefit to anyone except you and your horrible... What the frick? Do not think for a moment you've won. I will continue to fight back even after what you've done to me. A silver of light remains. Echo Pine. You received the title of Ultimate Memory. I mean, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, Ultimate. It's not bad. Memory. Oh, crap. Hold on. Frick, I can't see what he said. Sorry. We have a tactician, photographer, a silly puzzle master. Good memory for their skills are acquired, wouldn't you think? I would even humor you with this one. This talent isn't even comparable to something remotely useful. Analytic prowess like that one pathetic girl. Come on, you've really given up trying, haven't you? It's no use no fun having any competition. Fine. You think that will give these people hope? NP6, your queen is in trouble. I have a little information neither you nor the students would like. Cyrus Surkic is someone to be aware of. He isn't who he says he is. He's not a normal ultimate student like the rest of you. He's much more involved in this game than you think. Ultimate charisma is a terrible cover talent. You're all truly clueless if you believe that. Zero, stop. You've meddled enough. What, and you haven't? I've been given this power for a reason, you know, and I'm gonna use it as I please. This isn't the answer. Whatever, courtroom is closed. These losers can marinate in despair for a night, but tomorrow we'll get it going again. Zero. Shut up. I'm tired of your poor, useless attempts at creating hope. You will never win. You're a failure. God dang. Felt like I just watched like a split personality. The auto display, the two holograms cut out. What? What just happened? Imagine Ashley runs up to us. Good job, Echo. You got an ultimate talent now. I'm so happy for you. I was on the verge of tears. My whole body shook violently. There's a weight at the bottom of my heart, dragging my whole body down. I felt like my head was gonna split open. Becoming trapped in a strange luxury mansion where I seemingly didn't belong. Stuck with a group of revered students with a so-called ultimate talent. Getting involved up in a class trial where we had to investigate someone killing someone else. Concluding with gruesome execution as if everything else wasn't enough. Why was this happening? I want to go to bed for a long, long, long time. Sorry, Echo. Sorry for everyone. Before I knew it, my limp body dove to the floor and I kneeled over. My heavy eyes closed wearily, and I allowed myself to sink into the velvety darkness. Velvety. God dang. Dang. Those are like my two favorite characters, I'm not gonna lie. Art was my favorite just because I love doing his voice, and Pandora did a horrible French accent for her, but I just really loved how sweet she was. A deep, pulsing darkness filled every crevice and fold, bleeding through razor-thin cracks, drifting unevenly between a nauseating black sea and a stifling, destitute vacuum. Obscurity murmured and bubbled beneath the heavy velvet pall. Competing vibrations through the void pounded and shook the air with a stiff, rich chord. That staccato hum echoed, threatening to break the eclipsing shadow. Echo. Echo? Echo! Oh, Jesus! Ow! Opened my eyes swift as a sharp pain struck my face. Hey, what gives? As he was standing over me, her hand pointing away, suggested she was the one who had firmly woke me up. You could have shook me! Why'd you slap me? I'm sorry, Echo, but I had to wake you up. I shook you, but you didn't react. Oh, well, never mind. Looked several times, I rubbed my left cheek. My vision adjusted to the surroundings. It seems I was either in Missy or Ashley's personal room. Probably Ashley. I sat up in the bed to see Ashley sitting at the foot of the bed, just in front of me. Missy was on my left in a spare chair. Ashley, Missy, what happened? Well, for starters, it's about 9:15 p.m. You seem to have passed out after the trial earlier this evening. Ashley and I were concerned, so we've been monitoring you to make sure you were safe. However, I was worried. You stopped breathing in your sleep. I stopped breathing? I can't have you leaving us so shortly after we lost our other two friends. Could you I ain't gonna lie, bro. I get it. Let's be real. I really like that they put that in because that is such a human response to seeing your friend that you knew die, and then the person that you also knew as your friend to have killed the person and have been brutally executed. Having a panic attack to the point of where your heart stops is a completely reasonable reaction. Like, that's just most people would have that. But at the same time, you can't lie and say that's not the lamest and funniest way to go out after a class trial. What would the announcers even say? He died to a heart attack. No one is guilty. It's just that, throw him in the backyard. Sorry, that's really realistic. It's just funny. Hope that your newfound title of Ultimate Memory does not begin to fail you so soon. Ultimate Memory. Hey, look at my boy. He got his own thing now. That's what I'm talking about, Echo. That's right. Just yesterday, I thought I was an ordinary student with no extreme talents or skills. And yet, in the courtroom, revelation came to light, and I was given the unique title of Ultimate Memory. But whatever that entailed, I wasn't too thrilled. Because despite that revelation, it wasn't the strangest thing to occur. I bit back my words, and tears thinking about Pandora and Art. The truth was hard to swallow. Throughout the trial, many of us struggled to find footing in the discussions. None of us wanted to believe any of it. The murder, and following it, the execution. The three of us sat in silence, haunted by the dark happenings of the courtroom. I looked solemnly at the other two. Missy and Ashley's faces told all a tapestry of remorse and distress. Well, what's important is that you're all right now, Echo. Yeah, thanks, you two. I'm relieved. Ashley's voice was a whisper, first the door trap, then this. We exchanged few words, but we knew from emotion alone how heavy our hearts weighed. Missy breathed a tense sigh. Just the other day, Missy was so composed, but now, a voiceless iron curtain hung over us. There were so many things to address, but fear choked our dialogue. I looked up to meet Ashley's tearful gaze, and looking just past her, I saw something bright sitting on a cabinet in the corner of her personal room. It was a helmet. Ash? What is it, Echo? That helmet over there. When we first met up, I remember you saying you didn't have any personal possessions, but... Yeah, I didn't mention on the first day. I didn't want to talk about it then. Sorry, you don't have to. No, I think this should be brought up. Ashley's face sunk. She turned to face the cobalt blue item. I'm sure you can recall what I told you about the person this helmet belongs to. Nodded gently and Ashley sighed deeply. Missy was quiet, politely listening. I kind of fight with my friend, another ultimate student, Silva Prower, race car driver. That fight was about the theory preservation project we're involved in now. The project was but a low whisper among ultimate students. Word was that we'd be offered a state-of-the-art living and protection, since our talents would be of great worldly benefit. As soon as I received my offer to join, I couldn't say no. I asked Silva if he had accepted as well, but Silva declined, wholly disagreeing with the offer vehemently. He doubted the validity of a private group that only existed in the hopeful hearsay of strangers. But what position was I to deny safety when it had been offered so graciously? With our differing opinions on the matter coming to a clash, he eventually gave up on me entirely. Yet against his wishes, I made attempts to get his name in. And look where we are now. Ashley began to cheer up and buried her head in her hands. Such an idiot. Her voice trembled. Ashley, you're not an idiot for caring about a friend's well-being. I was foolish for thinking the killing game would go away if I removed Echo from being involved in my troubles. Being involved with ultimate students only leads to ultimate levels of trouble. Ashley, I love you. I really do. I love you. But please stop saying ultimate levels of trouble unironically. You sound like you're doing a Power Rangers move. But I was wrong for thinking I could shoulder tragedy on my own. Ashley looked at me with pleading eyes. They were filled deep with sorrow and regret. I'm sorry, Echo. I realize now that it's more important than ever that we stick together. Thank God you realized that, because I really did not like your thinking. I was like, what? Why would we stop chilling? She grasped my hand firmly, but her own hands were shaking from fear. It was only natural. I felt a tear fall from my face onto the back of Ashley's hand. Missy's voice slipped in. Why don't we get something from the dining hall to unwind? Everyone seems rather tense, and I think taking a beat could help us de-stress. Huh? How could you think of eating a snack at a time like this? Her voice cried in desperation. Pandora and Art's lives were just taken away. I'm sorry, but I don't think we're of sound mind right now. That's right, we shouldn't waste time doing nothing. Then what would you suggest we do? We need to escape. Missy, you're the ultimate tactician. I'm begging you, come up with something, anything, any sort of plan to get us out of here. What's the point of ultimate talents if we can't do anything with them? Missy flinched. She looked away, tipping to hide her reaction. I realized what I just said. I'm sorry. I went too far. Echo, it's fine. Her missy words betrayed her emotions. She must have felt tense after everything as well, but she tried to retain her composure nonetheless. I let out a deep sigh. I'm sorry for losing my temper. You're right. A snack could help me clear my head. Missy. Missy's expression eased, but she said nothing. Rather, she slowly got up and offered a hand for me. She helped me out of bed, and we quietly made our way to the dining hall. Dang, Missy's so cool. The hall was really quiet, as if even sound were draped underneath the shadow of the evening lighting. In the dining hall, we saw Forte sitting in his lonesome. Evening, folks. But his voice was a low mumble, his posture stone. He sat with his hands clasped on the table, resting just before the dining table, centerpiece, Pandora's basket of pastries. Missy's idea to get a snack was quickly dashed when we were met with the memento of Pandora. My stomach was twisted. Are you alright, Forte? The answer was plainly painted on his face. No one was of sound mind after what we just witnessed. Even though he didn't answer outright, the question alone gave him a bit of comfort. Indeed, it would be a while for me to come to terms proper, but... Toujours on hasse après on chute. Always rise after a fall. Always rise? Pain exists so we can grow and learn from it. What we do with this feeling of misfortune will motivate us to move forward. We learn from tragedy and grow forward. It's really all we can do. I must imagine Art was deserted. Regardless, his generous fixings being driven into a companionless corner like that would make anyone miserable. And being here now with our friends Missy and Ashley, as well as others, should teach us that we have friends all around us who will feel anguished without one another. Alas, it's hard to think clearly when your mind has been clouded by despair. I feel terrible for Art. His swirling, desolate emotions pushed too far. I wish to make it known that I care for you all deeply. Forte's melancholic voice stung my heart. Missy and Ashley themselves had a wistful look in their eyes as they nodded in assessment. We hardly knew each other, but I could feel the bond of our adversity bringing us closer together. Our camaraderie knit together by taut strings of fear. Ain't gonna lie though, that was a hard speech. I need you, Forte, to go up there we'll go knock on doors, get everybody, and just say all that again. I really feel like the biggest thing with the killing game is that like we really need to kind of lean on like each other all as a group, right? Right now it's all four of us leaning on each other. Like let's get Kanan, Lyle, Cyrus, let's get them all down here and let's just talk. Let's be like, you know what? Let's just chill together, y'all. There's no need to start bugging out. Let's lean on each other for stuff. That's me though. Also, I will end it here. I'll end it here because I know like we'll go for a while more if we keep going. So you can kind of end off with Forte giving you a look that know that Forte deeply cares about you as I do too. I love doing his voice because it's kind of like we must rise together stronger, my friends. So one must never fall. That type of like opera dramatic guy voice. I really like it. But yeah, no, wow, that was a lot to take in, wasn't it? That we lost friends like that. And who knows who will lose next. I hope that can we get good and we all just decide to be close and like we just like hug all the time and just chill together. Like please, can we not hurt each other no more? But no, I'm sorry for taking so long with this series again. I promise I'm going to try to be more consistent with this series. I've been working very hard on the Dark Souls 2 video. I promise you, for the people that were watching that Dark Souls 2 series, I have not stopped it yet. I was slacking on it because I've been so busy with a bunch of the holiday times coming up, and I do apologize. But don't worry, that's coming out. I will hope to get out before the end of this year, and I hope to finish this series, of course, as well before the end of this year. Because I'm really having a great time with the series. I absolutely love it. And for the developer, I just want to tell the developer personally how much I love the game. The character art style and everything's just amazing. Let me not yap though, because I promise you I can keep you for 30 minutes saying how much I love stuff. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I sincerely appreciate you all, and farewell for now.